In today's episode, stockbroker equals my remote hands. Who needs password security anyways? Customer sends an order with another random customer's address and payment information, then can't understand why she never received her order. When the CEO is too busy. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Stockbroker equals my remote hands. Going back in the day to the late 90s. I was a young whippersnapper, 17, starting a summer job working in the IT department of a holding company that operated a suite of businesses. There was the CIO, the network admin, the app development guy, the PC tech, and me, the FNG. Not a ton of end users, only about 50 to 70. I started there thanks to a recommendation of my friend to her dad, who was the CIO. He originally hired me to do sh*t work, but as he realized I could do more, he kept pushing more and more onto me. I loved it. To this day it's still one of my favorite jobs ever in IT, working in a room building new desktops, fixing old ones, and trying to resurrect printers from the dead. Oh, and making Macs talk to our Windows NT4 network, which wasn't really that difficult, but for some reason earned me a status as a wizard to the Mac folks. I learned so much working in that shop. I wish I had had a heads up on what to do when the hot accountant sits down while you're under her desk, and you turn around not knowing, but that's a tale for another subreddit. This particular case concerns a certain stockbroker who I shall call Joe. He worked in a satellite office, so I never met him during my time there. He was known for being in as when he called for help, and he always had oddball IT requests, mainly those that would circumvent our content filters, because he had clients in the business, and had to verify uptime. Whatever. Not my problem to deal with. What became my problem to deal with was when he was complaining his computer was too slow. Boss man CIO came to me and said, "Hey, pull from the stock of new parts and build Joe a new machine. Build the best you can. I'm sick of his stupidity. Whatever you build better shut his ass up." Alrighty then boss, challenge accepted. I brought extra Doritos and bean dip to work the next day. I proceeded to build him a system with one of our new Pentium MMX 200 CPUs, and gave him double the RAM we'd normally build for a newer desktop, 64 megabytes versus 32 megabytes. I even gave him our best 32x CD-ROM drive, though I didn't know if he'd even use it for anything besides music. Installed Windows, Office, the standard client apps, then left it running Prime 95 over the weekend. Purred like a kitten. Mr. Hotshot Joe should be happy with this beast. A few weeks later we got a call from Joe, complaining his computer kept rebooting. Remote in, looked at the event logs, and sure enough the thing kept crashing with random errors that all pointed at memory. Fuck. It was all brand new, damn it. Must have got screwed somehow. I told the CIO what I found. He looked at me, sighed and shook his head. Fist bump brosef, where did you find that set of 64 megabytes of RAM? In the RAM trays boss, with all of the other new RAM we have. That was supposed to be RMA'd. I'm guessing I forgot to do that. Didn't you test it? I only ran Prime 95. Not MEM test 86. I ran Prime 95 over the weekend and didn't have a single error. I figured if the memory was bad it would have errored out at some point. Well, now you know better. We're going to have to get that box back and replace it. I'll get an order in. Call Joe back and let him know. I thought you knew better. So, feeling like a piece of shit, I called up Joe and let him know what the issue was. Predictably, he proceeded to light my ass up. My work is top priority, and I can't be tie-out a computer for God knows how long. What the hell kind of business are we running if you cannot provide me quality? He went on and on. My ears had blisters. I felt like I was 2 feet tall for only testing the CPU with Prime 95, but not bothering to run MEM test 86. Fuck. Went back to the boss man. Told him what he said. He smirked and said, "Well, if you want to be a hero, I'll have the replacement RAM shipped to his remote office. You walk him through replacing it on the phone and make it work, and I'll forgive your mistake. Okay, fine, I'll do it. 3 days later, Joe calls me to let me know he has the package. Okay, Joe, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to give you instructions, and you're going to follow them. All you'll need to do is to unplug your box, get it on a table, make sure you have plenty of light, and get a Phillips screwdriver. Got it? Okay, got it. I proceeded to walk this guy through the process of swapping his RAM on the phone. Talked him through unscrewing the case and removing the cover, not like our awesome cases now where you only remove a side panel. No, it's 3 sides of the whole thing with tabs, popping out the defective RAM, inserting the new RAM the same way, line up the slots just like the old RAM Joe, and getting the B***starred case cover back on. No jiggle it, I promise if you wiggle it just right it'll slide right in. Just press on the sides where I told you. I know I didn't choose this case, but I promise it'll fly ya. It's all smooth? Good job, Joe, start putting the screws back in. The whole time the other IT guys in the office were listening and laughing their asses off. Totally not distracting at all. Once I got him to plug the right cables back into the right ports, he finally powers it up. Oh, I see text. I see Windows. Wow, it's working. I'm good. Why do we pay you guys when I could just do this **T myself? I didn't bother to answer. Joe, just put the old RAM back in the box the new RAM came in, and have it shipped to me. Thanks for handling this on your own, you did great. Yeah, I did do great. Christ. Anyway, his box performed well, and whereas I never got so much as a thank you, he was a bit more cordial to me when he called in for support issues. I got respect from the other guys for actually getting him to do it right. My CIO said I finally passed initiation, and I could do this job. Honestly, I figured I passed that when I handled my face being unexpectedly between an accountant's legs several weeks prior, but I was wrong. Today, looking back, it's still one of the toughest things I ever got someone else to do over the phone. Who needs password security anyways? Relatively short story. I was only supposed to help a user to access a network folder, which, because it's inside their user accounts, requires them to be logged in to do it. So I call user and he's like, oh, I'm currently having an external thing, and my computer is unoccupied. But I've told my colleague my password so he can do it with you. I wanted to throw up right then and there, but I figured it's not worth it for something that was only supposed to take 5 minutes. I can bring this up with the company later. So I call this colleague, and he's like, oh, I need to turn it on at first. So, it takes really long for the computer to boot, so can I just tell you his passwords so I don't have to sit here? I think you can all relate that all I had to say to that was an exasperated sigh followed by a number. 2 minutes later I was done, and colleague was happy he could return to whatever it is what he was doing. I've learned that this customer apparently had employees tell support agents their passwords during calls unprompted before. So if anyone here has future plans as a cyber criminal, I know a good testing environment /s. Customer sends an order with another random customer's address and payment information, then can't understand why she never received her order. I do tech support and a little bit of order processing and accounts payable/receivable. I got a support ticket a few days ago from a customer asking why her order was never submitted. The conversation went a bit like this. Customer, I want to know if the order I put in 2 weeks ago has shipped and what the tracking number is. Me, I don't see an order on your account. Can you resend it and I'll let you know it came through? See, no, I know I sent it. It's been a hassle and I'm not bothering with it again. Find it. Me, did you email or fax it? See, I faxed it from XXXXXXXX. I look up the order and find it. Me, okay, I do see this was processed and sent to blah blah medical supply. See, what? I've never even heard of blah blah medical supply. Why would you send it there? Me, I'm a little confused. Is this not the form you submitted? See, it is. So why did you send it to this other random customer? Me, because that was the information provided. C. Not by me. That information was already on there when I was sent the form, so this is entirely your fault. Come to find out, my co-worker sent her the form without clearing the previous customer's information. Is this our fault? Yeah. Is it incredibly irresponsible to accidentally reveal one customer's address and payment information to another? Absolutely. But this lady saw random information she's never seen before and didn't think twice. She didn't bother to scratch it out or anything, just sent back the same exact thing, causing us to duplicate the order for the other customer. Somehow, this made it past her, the doctor, and their billing department. How no one thought that maybe, just maybe, what they had wasn't right is beyond my comprehension. And she got free equipment out of it too. Complained all the way up the chain until we comped her entire order of almost $500. P.S. When I processed the first form she sent, there was absolutely no way for me to catch it, due to it having been faxed. Had it been emailed, the system would have told me the account associated with the email, and I'd have noticed the discrepancy. When the CEO is too busy. Over the last 20 years, I've worked for some major organizations from global electronics and telecoms to banking. This is not a brag but highlighting what I am about to share that has occurred to me in every organization which you would think would be more aware/switched on when it comes to the basics of security and the financial/reputational impacts. PA, personal assistant to CEO. PA, hello, CEO has a problem with their laptop, can you come up immediately? Although nearly always friendly, the above is the norm for info I get, so I trundle up being quite blind to what the actual issue is. Normally ranges from cannot find an email/doc, wants some software installed, forget about process and IT security, to the more serious of the mouse not working, adding a printer or something to stop the whole org from functioning. The laptop could be goosed in some way. Me, hello PA, what is the problem? PA, am not sure, I had a look, but I cannot figure it out, still not giving me much info. The CEO had to leave but left the laptop behind for you. Can you fix it quick? Me, okay, but I'll need to log on to the laptop and would be better to be with the CEO, as I need them to be logged on as themselves and give me more info to the issue. PA, well, the CEO had to leave, I've their logon details, and I can call them for more info if you like. Pulls out a notepad with current and all the previous passwords the CEO has used. End of story. What I'm wanting to share here that I am still quite surprised that the heads of a major org will A. Share their credentials with a PA. B. Allow others to log on as them to do/fix stuff in their absence. C. Have no real thought to the implications if the PA was to lose/give away the creds. D. Someone acted maliciously with them. And all under the guise that the CEO is too busy to deal with these issues. Grinds me more though that this is accepted and ignored, plus the rest of the workforce can get hauled over the hot coals for exactly the same. Not just CEO level, but I've seen further down the chain. Some people really do live in ivory towers with unicorns prancing about.